Without doubt, Brunello can be considered the king of Italian wines, and this is so for a number of reasons. One that I like to tell to our foreign visitors is the peculiarity of this area. It is not only the climate, but also the combination with the location and the place. Furthermore, there is this historically grown management of the grounds, which was in the first place the reason why we got the heritage of humanity. It is about good management. This territory lies in a natural park and is a concentrated of biodiversity with a lot of real nature, something weird even in the middle of industrialized Europe. And this is what makes us unique, what makes this territory unique. From your words, we can hear the true love you have for this area. What does it mean for you living out of agriculture, making wine and making especially Brunello? Living out of agricultural work is at the same time a privilege and a curse. It is a choice you make for life. And making Brunello means that you choose the most extreme choice of this all, because we have to work with one of the most difficult and moody grape sort. It's something very sensitive to all sorts of influences. But it is also the sort of grape that, when you know how to do it, it can give wonderful results in the wine you produce out of it. La Poderina is one of the properties belonging to the Sai Agricola Group, a very complex company group in Italy which has farms in Umbria, Tuscany and Piemonte. But our crown jewel is in Montalcino and is this farm of La Poderina, which has been founded in 1988. It is an essential unit of all of our group and it has 49 hectares. Out of this, 24 hectares are built with vineyards. Essentially, we make 4 wine products, plus also a grappa. We make Brunello di Montalcino, then Brunello di Montalcino Riserva, then also a lot of Rosso di Montalcino, and furthermore a sweet wine which is really our little jewel made of a late harvest of Moscadello, and this is just the one wine we are at most proud of. The year 2007 was a very good vintage, and in our company was better than 2006. We have 2 diversified vineyards with 5 hectares here and other 5 hectares at Castelnuovo Abate, which is on the south flank near Monte Amiata. So, for our company, the production of 2007 was really a very good year, and also it made this special touch in our overall production. Our company lies on the west side, at about 4 kilometers from Montalcino and at a height of 500 meters. It is a small company with only 5 hectares of vineyard, and we use them all for Brunello production. So I only have Sangiovese grape, and the total production is divided between Brunello and Rosso di Montalcino, and in good years a Riserva. We have 2 vineyards with different characters, and this is something we try to do also with 2 our wines, to make 2 different things, making them different. In the old vineyards we try to make a more traditional wine, and we decided to call it like my mother's family name, Franci. This is not only the older vineyard, but also it is a cru, a selection, so we make this wine in a very traditional way, letting ripening in wooden casks and oak casks. The new vineyard was planted in 2000 and is a more modern wine. We try to give it an international style. We made it in steel and then we let it ripe in tonneaus of 5 or 7 hectoliters. So we use those French ones. Our company lies on the northwest and it is a whole property just in one piece. Usually we harvest at the end of September, although the last few years we did it a little bit earlier because of the season and the way they went. We harvest everything by hand and we make the grape choice directly in the vineyard, so we can immediately make a first choice and a second choice, which is then also the way we select according to the sort of wine we want to make. Cupano is a small company of only 3.5 hectares, so we have 1.5 hectares with Brunello. We produce Brunello, then also Rosso di Montalcino, and a third wine, a denomination Sant'Antimo, which is called Ombrone. A Frenchman in Montalcino, what sort of Brunello do you make? A Brunello like all others, although there might be after all a slight French touch in it, at least that's what they tell me. So, something like a French touch, maybe some methods which were trained first in the Bourgogne and which are not very typical from here. Because our company has vineyards on 2 of the sides of Montalcino area, this allows us to make different products and to make different styles of wine. So on the southeast flanks, we can make wines with more body and more structure. And on the northwest side, the wines we make are more elegant and more round in the mouth. We actually have 36 different vineyards, and this allows to make wine by evaluating each area in its own right, and we can do that in a very precise way and very specifically.